computer. Okay. Hi guys. I need to keep letting. Oh, Jazzy wasn't even in when I was talking about.
I know. I said, is Jazzy even here?
I feel like that was a waste. Now I'll FaceTime her. Um. Okay.
Tired.
Welcome to January. Me and Eden were just talking. How long does January feel? And I don't want to be a downer. You guys know I'm the most positive person in the entire world, but January just feels long. Does anyone else feel that way? Yeah, Eden's raising her hand. Everyone feels that way. I don't even care if you say that you don't. But maybe in the chats, or if you feel like you can unmute yourself, because again, this is Team Huddle. This is for everybody. This is for all of us to collaborate and talk together. If you have something that you're doing right now that is giving you life and giving you motivation, I would love to hear about it. Whether it's taking a minute to manifest in the morning or meditate, or you have a bomb book like Eden is always reading these amazing self-help books, and I'm over here watching Sister Wives. Like, it's fine. If you have anything, put it in the chats or unmute yourself, because I think it's good to remind ourselves what we're doing here in January. Eden, what are you doing right now? Tell me what you're doing.
Like in life in general.
Yeah. Tell me, like, is there anything that's giving you life right now?
Okay, well, so I've seen a few people post this and I like loved it so much. Of just like returning to things that are just for you. And I did this in December. I did a puzzle. And I know that sounds so silly and so dumb, but I used to do puzzles all the time and I loved it so much. And doing that puzzle like gave me so much life. And I was like, this year I'm gonna do puzzles.
Mm.
And that gave me life. And I don't even know if that was the direction you were wanting to take it, but
That's amazing. We did
that's
a puzzle in December too, and it's honestly my own personal hell. So I'm so glad that you love puzzles so much. It's like there's only so much time you can sit there and like try to find a puzzle piece, but I can see you thriving with that. Like, you're the
my
most patient person in the entire world.
I love them so much.
Anyways, another thing we wanted to talk about was education and education hours, and how we can really collaborate together and work smarter, not harder. So when you enroll somebody and they've bought a kit, or they are interested in their oils, or they're needing help with their oils, we are always, there's so many people that are trying to get on right now. Sorry, guys. Um, our first point of call with them, obviously, as we all know, is to have a one-on-one Zoom meeting with them. That is where the magic happens. That's where we help them learn about their oils and everything. And I think that we could collaborate and really help each other do this better. Instead of taking an hour for every single enrollment, let's say that you enroll 4 people in January, or 1 person in January, or 15 people in January. You are advertising that you'll spend an hour with each one of those individuals. Where what if we all did that together? What if we all came together 1 hour every single month, and we should do it just once a month, like the first Tuesday evening of every single month. We know that that is our team Outback, Hippie Tribe, Foster Avenue time together that you can advertise as your own to come and learn about the oils. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
offer, oh, go ahead.
well, I feel like we all know something that makes our community so unique is that we actually teach people how to use their oils. Where there's a lot of people in the essential oil world that are so stoked to make $20 off of someone buying an enrollment kit and then never hearing from them again. Like that's what they do. That's not what we do here. We are obsessed with empowering mothers to become the healers of their home. That's always what I mean, that's like my why, which everyone can use. That's my why, and that's what I love. That's what lights me up. That's what makes me want to keep showing up. That's what keeps me coming to team huddles. That's what keeps me posting on Instagram. That's what keeps me wanting to share these remedies, right? So we are so passionate about continued education so that people can feel empowered to use these essential oils and not have them go to waste, because $200 is a lot of money to invest in something, and I don't want it to go to waste for anybody. And Sydney and I have been talking about this for a long time because we've been doing these one-on-one calls for a while now, and it's a lot of time. And we haven't done it because we do kind of find those calls are like kind of sacred. Like you really get to like make a new friend and like get to know them personally. A lot of times they open up about things that are like so, personal, and you really get that relationship. And so we've been like, oh my gosh, how can we give that up? Right.
Mm.
But we've just been talking. I feel like we've gotten to a point and our organization has grown so much because we offer these calls with everyone, all of our people, because we want everyone to learn how to do those calls and then to give that one-on-one attention as well. But our organization has just grown so much that it's become like harder, and we feel like they've been being cut short. And so we feel like if we picked one day a month that it's the same every month, and that's what we advertise is, like Sydney said, every first Tuesday of the month or whatever it is, every whatever we choose, that we all come together and we have one big introduction call where we would go over that guide, which I feel like everyone knows what guide I'm talking about, the essential oil guide. And it's going to be like, what's the word? Repetitory? Is that the word? Is that a word?
Repetitive.
Repetitory? I'm like, that's not right.
Either one.
Because it's the same thing. We do it over and over and over again, right? If you've done a call with one of us, we say, you're a fresh spring chicken. And doTERRA actually did a study, right? We say the same thing over and over again. So it's going to be once a month. We do this one big call. We're going to go over that guide completely. The chat is going to be like so focused on, so people can be writing in questions as we're talking. And you guys, as our leaders, and anyone who's like is wanting to participate, especially if you've enrolled someone, can just totally manage the chat. Like, let's say you enrolled someone named Sally. You're like, Sally, I'm so excited to see you here. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm so excited to have you part of our community, right? Or someone writes in a question and Sydney and I are talking, you can be answering the questions in the chat. So I really do think this is going to be something that is going to be so amazing for our community. And like Sydney said, working smarter, not harder. Here, let's say between our entire community, there are like 100 of us on the Outback group chat. If everyone enrolled one person, that's 100 hours that we would need to spend teaching people how to use their oils. But instead, we can condense that to 1 hour, one big call. And something that's going to be really important, especially if you enroll someone and they're coming to this call, is follow up. Follow up is going to be so, so, so important. We're going to go over all the oils. We're going to go over LRP, but it's going to be up to you to follow up with the people that you enrolled. Like, what did you think of the call? Did you have all of your questions answered? How can I help you? I'm always here to support you. Do you have anything else to add to that, Sydney?
Well, this is just an awesome opportunity for you personally to have exactly what you need for your customers, because me and Eden are putting up our hands and saying, we will teach it. You don't even have to teach it. You don't you can just be in the chat, putting in your 2 cents. Oh, my grandpa's calling me. He'll have to wait. You can even just, put something in the chat like, oh yeah, Tate uses Serenity all the time and replaced his Unison, and go into that. So I am going to encourage everybody to advertise this on your Instagram. Put this in your project broadcast. If you have an email list, advertise it on your email list. Advertise it a week before, and then 2 days before, and then the day of. And let them know, if you've purchased oils from us, you can come learn in this education hour about the oils that you first purchased. And if you need a refresher and you already had some one-on-one time with me, come have a refresher. And if you already know about your essential oils that you bought, we have an additional education hour next Wednesday about anxiety and essential oils, which brings me to my next thought is we have decided we really, really want to get back to our education hours too. The whole reason that we're here is to educate people. My grandpa, Mom, can you text Grandpa? Is he dying? He keeps trying to call me. That's really weird for him to
Yeah, I just want to come and stay at your house, I think. So call him when you're done.
Okay. You just never talking that much. The whole reason that we're here is to educate people and to give people information. And if we are not educating our followers or educating our customers, they're not going to get on LRP and their essential oils are going to go to waste. So I think, do we feel like we need to pick those dates now, Eden? Like I think like the first Tuesday night of every month. Is that a good day, Eden, for you?
Yeah.
Night? Or are Tuesdays weird for you and your family?
Oh shoot. Tuesday nights. I mean I am on Eastern time. Um I don't know, maybe let's talk about it and
Yeah, we'll talk about it. And then we want to pick an education hour, and it will be different every month. So we want to give this to you guys, and hopefully this helps.
I want to say, so sorry, Whitley. I didn't talk to you before, but I'm totally going to call on you. I actually was wondering if you would kind of share just about education hours that you have personally done, what it was like for you last year, and then, you know, you weren't doing them for a while and now you're getting back into them. Can you just tell everyone a little bit kind of like what that's been, what you've experienced? Sorry, that's like a really like open-ended question, but that's what we're about, an education hour. And we've noticed like we used to do those all the time and we don't do them as much anymore. And I feel like you're such a good example because Whitley has started to do them every single Wednesday. And I don't know, Whitley, I want you to talk now.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot I could say. So if this is something that you're wanting to do and I don't answer a specific question you have in your mind, totally you can message me and I'll give you my tips of what I've experienced. But first, I just want to say that this monthly thing, I love that you're going to do it at night. I do my weekly education classes during the day because that's what works for me and my schedule. And then I record them. I have my own YouTube channel and I have saved every single call or every single class I've done on my YouTube. So then I've had people be like, hey, what should I use for pregnancy? I'm like, actually, I did a class on this. Here, I can send you the link. And it is so nice, first of all, to be my own resource. Like, utilize yourself, you know? Save the things that you do. I know our Instagram, you know, you just get piled up because you want to keep showing up on, you know, the algorithm and things like that. But other places like YouTube has been helpful for me to keep my things. I first started doing education classes because I did Silver's Club. If any of you guys are interested, you should do it. I think it's going to start this March is when you can enroll. It was a really awesome push for me and it got me so far out of my comfort zone. I actually wanted to like die, crawl in the hole and die. I just even sit like Aiden can tell you, I was like, oh my heck, I've teach my first class. So before Silver Club even started, I did like probably 2 classes in advance of just practicing because in Silver Club, you have to teach classes. You actually have to put like the link on the back end to doTERRA so they can see that you really are teaching a class. And then you have a list of people who attended. So it was just a really great way to keep me accountable doing that Silver's Club. And I got a lot of enrollments when I was in Silver's Club and it was really awesome. And people want education. They're not going to sit and tell you, hey, educate me. I want to come to your education hours. But as I've done it and then stopped and then done it again, I have so many people be like, hey, if you ever do these at nighttime, I would love to come. Or so then I'm like, oh, I always record them. Here, I'll send it out. And then after I do it, I send it out in my project broadcast. Like, hey, did you know the 3 ways to use essential oils? I taught a free class. Watch it here. Because there are people who are on our project broadcast or in other things that maybe originally found you on Instagram, but they don't see all your stories, you know? So this is a really long way of me just saying, I think it's a really good idea to teach classes, record yourself doing it, and then use that as resources. And then the last thing I want to say is a lot of the classes I did, Eden had to be there because she was like my mentor, which was awesome. And then I stopped doing them for a while, and then I started doing again, and Eden's busy. Like, she's like, I can't come to this class, which was so fine. But I knew I could do it on my own because I had just done it, right? One time I taught a class, you guys, this is no joke. When was that? December sometime? Nobody showed up. No one. I didn't, and I think I had like a, you know, DM me for the link or RSVP. No one asked, and it was fine. Literally nobody showed up. Like, not even one of you guys showed up, which is fine because I still taught the class. and I recorded myself on Zoom, and I recorded the Zoom, and I was talking to myself, but I saved it so then later on I could send it out for other people. So even if you're like, hey, I'm going to teach a class, but no one's interested, and I'm just going to wait till someone's interested, you're never going to teach a class. You just have to do it, and you have to be consistent. So I even have it on my Instagram. What do you call that? Your bio thing. It says free education classes every Wednesday. And that's just something that I want to be known for. Like, oh yeah, Whitley, that girl that educates, she has those free classes, you know, that's just something for me personally that I really want to be known for. So think about what it is. You don't have to teach the way I teach. You don't have to teach on something that you don't want to teach on. And we've done a ton of different topics. So anyway, that's all I have to say.
I love that. I also,
And sorry, I just want to ask her. So compared to when you were doing classes like every single week, and then you took a break, and then you're starting to do them again, what was the difference between those periods of your business?
So I had a ton of enrollments when I was doing Silver's Club, because you had to teach a class, and then I was motivated to get enrollments through those classes, which was really cool. And I got a lot of people like following me or sharing my information. So I had a lot. And then when I stopped, it was like convention, and then I went on a trip, and then it was the holidays. And so I just stopped. So my enrollments have decreased significantly, which sucks so bad. And I was like crying to Eden one day. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like the only thing I'm not doing the same is educating my education hours. And so that's kind of what got us like, okay, I need to get back on the education train. So I did it like in the middle of December. Like, who wants to do an education class in December? No one. That was probably when no one showed up. But I still did it, and I was still consistent. And I think it's kind of too soon to say. It's not like I have a ton of enrollments, and I have, it's not like that right now. But it's like that consistency. I always preach consistency, and that's what people are looking for. And anyway, yeah, I'm hoping that they are going to increase. I'm starting Diamond Club, and you have to teach. So I'm just like getting myself back. It's like going to the gym, once you stop, it's like sucking starting, but then once you're in it, it's good,
Yeah. I love that. So there was a question, can anyone help lead education hours? Planned ahead of time, obviously, but on certain topics, someone can volunteer to lead the call. Absolutely. So that was an idea that we had, is if we do a community education hour that is on a specific topic like pregnancy or 3 ways to use oils, why would we not pass the baton around? It never needs to be the Sydney and Eden show ever. Like, we don't want that. So on education hours, why would we not want to have Mamie teach it, or Chelsea teach it, or Veronica teach it? Like, that's the power of this community, is we all have so much knowledge together. And so, yeah, I think we should definitely utilize each other's knowledge and have everyone have a turn teaching it, because that's powerful.
If you want to do a class, do one. Don't be afraid. And the cool thing about it too, let's say one of you is like, I want to do a class on just diffusing. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And you're super nervous. It's your first class. And so you're going to teach it. Most of the time, your leaders are going to be there with you. So you're actually not doing it alone. When you're like talking, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but it's still coming out of my mouth. I need someone else to start talking. Then you can be like, so Eden, what do you think about that? Oh, you're like, thank you. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh yeah. And then I can help. And then it's like, well, Sydney, did you have thoughts? Like, what's your favorite diffuser blend? And then Sydney can start talking, and then we can throw it back on you so that you can collect your thoughts and get back to your point. Like, you're not doing it alone. So if you're afraid to teach a class, you are not alone. Most of the time, most of us are there, which is so cool. That's how it was last year. It's all of your friends who are totally cheering you on and rooting for you and wanting you to succeed. So you're not doing it alone. I don't know. I miss our education hours. So I'm super excited to start those up again, where we can all just support each other, create amazing content for all of our wholesale customers. How cool that right now there are 25 of us in here right now. If 25 of us did one class, so, we just decided I'm going to do one class. That's 25 hours of information for our wholesale customers. That's so much information. We only had to do one. And honestly, you don't have to do any if you're not ready yet. I bet 24 people would do it. 20 people, 15 people are going to do a class. That's so many resources for our wholesale customers that we get to share and give each other, which is amazing.
I love it. Mamie said she's doing one on sex and connection with oils, which I know is a super taboo conversation, and maybe you don't feel ready that you can advertise that on your social media yet, but maybe you can. Maybe you can ask Mamie for the graphic and say, hey, can I invite some people? And maybe she'll say, maybe some of us will be like, you want to know what, this is just for my customers, and that's okay. And then other times it will be like, okay, well, this is a community one, so everyone can invite to this specific one. Mamie says she's hoping for the 7th or 8th. I'm going to ask Mamie for the graphic. I'm going to text her right now and say, hey, can I invite some people? Can I invite some of my wholesale customers? And I'm going to go to her class and see if I can learn from her.
Well, and can I say, if you are doing a class, always, always, always share it in the Voxer. Hey, yeah. I'm doing a class. Here's the graphic. If anyone wants to come, you and your wholesale customers are invited. Or if you are wanting to open it up, then you can say, just, I think the person that's in charge of the class gets to decide what they're wanting to do. If you want to open it up to anyone is invited, or just, this community, not just wellness advocates, but like our wholesale customers. Because that's the difference. Classes that are only special and exclusive to the Outback community. And then we do classes that are open to the public for people to come and maybe get some enrollments. Those are the two different things. So the person that's giving the class, you get to decide which one it is. And maybe, like, even for me, like, I've done classes where all of my wholesale customers are invited, and I do open it up to the public as well, because I'm trying to get new enrollments, but then other people coming invite their wholesale customers. Is this making sense? I feel like maybe I'm being confusing a little bit.
I have it make sense in my mind. Please reach out to us if it didn't make sense to you, because we want to make sure that we're all on the same page here.
Totally. And the person in the class is just, you're in charge. You get to make the rules, which is awesome. But anyone doing a class like Mamie, please send that graphic in the group. Let us know who can come. I mean, all of us can come, right? Because you love us. And then send us the graphic. And then everyone who can advertise it can or will. And please just send them in the Voxer.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to let everyone go so that you can get back to your families. We love you. We hope this is helpful. Mamie says that she's got us, so she's going to send the graphic.
I'm actually, Sid, if you can make me the host again, is that okay? I'm going to stay on just for like 5 minutes. If anyone needs any extra questions or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm staying on too, but I'm going to stop the recording just so it's good.
Perfect.
So